Hey guys, so for my collab project, I will be collabing with Orlan, the performance artist, and just a quick look back at my presentation. I kind of wanted to focus on her theme from one of her performance artists' art pieces, The Artist's Kiss, where she kind of puts the sacred woman next to the objectified woman, and she calls it like the saintly woman and the whore, and kind of how in media and often life we like portray women in these two categories. So I really like this theme and this idea, and I kind of wanted to transfer it into like a digital collage where I'm putting these two imagery of women and like symbolism of women next to each other in like a very sewn together type of collage. So I'm using a few of my favorite sites where I get like stock images for collage pieces, and I kind of focused in on like pin-up women and kind of like vintage imagery of objectified women, just because it kind of seems like a very like staple type of interesting way that's kind of catered to the male gaze, and yet the women are objectified as like happily kind of placed in these roles. And then I also wanted to focus in on like a surgical element, kind of tying in that idea of Orlan's biggest, most famous pieces being her body modification. And so, yeah, I just kind of using some of these pieces to show like the saintly woman and the whore or the objectified woman kind of being like sewn together in place in like kind of like society, you know. And of course I'll be using obviously some religious imagery to kind of identify this saintly woman, and I'll probably even be pulling some imagery of like mother figures, because I think that ties in well with like the saintly women in a lot of people's minds. Yeah, so as far as on Photoshop, I've kind of started cutting up these pieces,